Guys. Okay, everybody. Hi, we're so excited for you to be here. We are so excited about Canada. This is just such a fun and exciting venture to branch into new territory. We're really excited to bring just information tonight and let you meet our dynamic CEO, Sara. She's incredible at sharing the mission and the story, and she just has a way of telling the story of Hugh and Grace. It's so personal and it's such an honor always when we can get her on the calls, which she is always willing to do. I don't know when that's going to end. Hopefully never. She just seems to keep going and going. And will always be there for us when we need her. But we really wanted to take the time to introduce this early and give enough information and prep and time before this actually soft launches on November 1st for signups so that you can have all the information that you need. And then we'll do a Q&A at the end if we can. But just to give you a little intro into our team, I don't know how much I can brag about it, but I'm just going to go for it. A lot of us came over about a year ago into Hugh and Grace, and we've been working one-on-one behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, on social media, off social media, face-to-face, belly to belly, all of the ways to kind of get this beautiful company off the ground and these products into people's hands. And we love it so much. We have pushed really hard and fought really hard for the amazing culture that we have here. And we're so excited to share a little bit of that with you. But a little background, we are the top team in the company. We seem to have record-breaking months every single month. And I don't think that that's just one factor that does that. I think it really takes a beautiful team and family to make that happen. It takes an incredible mission and products and all of the things combined for that to happen. So we're going to have Sara speak to you guys. She's going to share a little bit about just the mission, the story, the inception of Hugh and Grace. We're going to talk a little bit about why hormone health. Hi, Sara. We're so excited to have you. And then we're going to cover a little bit of the comp plan. We're going to go over, Kaylee's going to touch a little bit on, Kaylee Calabrese on products, and then we'll do a little Q&A at the very end. So Sara, thank you for being here. You're always such a joy to stare at on top of listen to. So we're really excited about that.
As I'm hiding in my bedroom from my kids. So
yes. And we'll just turn the time over to you to kind of do your intro and then we'll move from there.
amazing. Well, hello everyone. Thank you guys for joining. Love seeing so many wonderful faces here. My name's Sara Jensen. I am the co-founder, co-CEO, and mama to Hugh and Grace. I always like to start these about just talk about the why, because there's so many brands out there. There's so many different there's companies, but what really drove me and Ben was our why, and it was a very long personal struggle. My growing up, my views, what I thought my life was going to be, and my version of success was to be a stay-at-home mom of 4 kids. Because my mom had 6 kids, and I didn't want 6, so I wanted 4. I was to be a stay-at-home mom because my mom and grandma, my mother-in-law, grandmother-in-law, that's what they did. And so I got married at 23, and then I'm like, okay, let's start trying. And then 14 years of hell of unexplained infertility. And I'm driven, like a lot of you guys, all of you guys are. And I had to reshape, what am I going to do with my life? What's going on? What is this? So I dove into fitness because I was trying to be so healthy. I was always healthy, but I was an ultra marathoner. I bring drinks, protein, all the things. The doctor, and so we started going for fertility treatments. The doctor had me make major lifestyle changes. I was running 100 miles a week and maybe stop running, all running. I hate needles. I was doing acupuncture 3 times a week. I had an amazing job, which I enjoyed, but I had a lot of other job offers that I would have made a lot more money. But I need to stay in my role because I had doctor's appointments every single week. And sometimes they were 5 and sometimes they were 2. And I had to have that flexibility. And so I was so stuck. I was flying to top doctors across the country. Every dollar we spent was on some expert fertility, therapy, acupuncture, anything. I remember my 6th round of IVF. I went into the doctor's office, the best doctor in Beverly Hills, and I lost it. And I just said, what else can I do? We're made all these lifestyle shifts. And then the doctor said, what skincare, home care, and wellness products are you using? Because those products can impact your hormones. And it was like this old, like a light bulb went off. I'm like, oh, because during all my rounds of IVF, I was always prescribed a hormone cream. I'd rub a small amount on my leg at night, get my blood levels tested the next day, my hormones had spiked. I'm like, oh, if that small amount of a cream could impact my hormones, then everything else I was rubbing on and around my body could also impact my hormones as well. And the amazing, incredible part of our story is my husband's sister volunteered to be our surrogate, and she gave birth to our son, Hugh. And then when he was almost one, my sister called me and she said, okay, I want to try to give Hugh a sibling. So she gave birth to our daughter, Grace. And they are, so the name Hugh means heart, mind, and spirit, and Grace means goodness, generosity, and love. They are the loves of our lives. And we finally had them. And Ben's like, 14 years of hell, let's finally relax and love on him and enjoy our lives. And I'm like, we need to start a company. And he's like, no. Like, and I couldn't. So when we were learning about the topic of hormone disruption, we were just thinking of fertility because that was like our sole focus for 14 years. And as we look, because also being unexplained, like you're doing, we did tons of research data. Like what is there? Like what else? Like all this research. And as we started looking more and more into the research, yes, infertility is directly linked by these chemicals, but also there's autoimmune diseases and anxiety and depression and cancers and obesity. And the list goes on and on and on and on. Then the flip side, what are hormone health benefits? It's mental clarity, it's less stress, it's better sleep, it's clear skin, it's weight management, it's longevity, it's things that we all want and need. And that all these things are being disrupted every day. So one step we learned. So the average American woman puts on 12 products a day, which is over 160 chemicals a day. The average man puts on over 80 chemicals a day, and they're exposed to hundreds more in our environment. And we said, if we can go and we could start by, we call it simple swaps. We're going to create products people are already using and simply swap them for better performing, better for you, hormone supportive products that are gender neutral, safe for kids, safe during pregnancy. Like we can help people, first of all, eliminate the number of products they're putting on their body because you don't think about how those chemical reactions are happening inside your body, but also you save money, you save time, simplicity. I travel the time. I only carry on. I never check a bag. Like we have to have all these check boxes, but making things that people actually want and use, and that are also consumable. You know, I think well our brand, our Hugh Grace, our product quality is so high. We have outside testing. We have world-renowned doctors. We do all the tests. Ben, Sarah, Hugh Grace are normal people, and I do Botox a couple times a year. I like my wine. My kids eat McDonald's on occasion, but like we are real people, and we want. But when you think about your health and your overall hormone health, think about what you do every day, multiple times a day, because that's where you can really start making some major impacts. Where you think about your morning routine, what is your night routine, what things are you doing, and then when you focus on that, then it's easy. And those simple swaps end up making a huge, big lifestyle switch. And because hormones impact your physical health, your mental health, your sexual health. I like to talk about why we chose this business model because I feel like there's probably a white elephant in the room is, there's a lot of direct sales companies that they're not doing well right now. And I'm going to first tell you why we chose this business channel to begin with, and then also how we are different and because believe you me, I never thought my husband and I would be doing the business together like this in this way. And it is the best thing in the world. So, okay. So when we were saying, okay, we have this problem, there's this issue, and we were formulating our product 6 and 7 years ago, guys. People are talking about hormone health now. They were not talking about it back then. And so we were saying, okay, if we're going to create a solution to a problem people don't know they have, we need to create awareness, content, education, community with products. We're like, well, that's direct sales. And when I was at graduate school, my favorite Harvard business case study was on a lady named Brownie Weiss. She was a woman back in the 50s who invented the Tupperware party. She knew Mr. Tupper. He had a great product. He had no way to sell it. She created a bunch of parties. Who didn't like parties? And she created this whole platform that made a lot of people amazing. Great income, confidence. Really just changed so many lives. And so we did this whole case study. In the very end, we watched this black and white video of her on a stage recognizing women. And these women just cried on stage. And I went home to bed that night and I said, this woman created a platform that empowered people, that changed their lives, and changed, gave them confidence, which made them better friends, better partners, better, like overall as human beings. And I said, I remember, and then we were contemplating saying, okay, well, if word of mouth is direct sales is the best way for our business to run, then we need to elevate that. How do we elevate? How do we modernize? How do we make it meet people where they are? So we actually call it affiliate plus. You can call it whatever you want, but it's like, we're already asking our friends for recommendations. We should get compensated, and we'd rather compensate people than compensate Amazon or Sephora or ads. That first of all, we did not want our business to be relying on an algorithm that we cannot control. Secondly, like our stories, and it's not our story is the facilitator for your stories. So please don't think like, oh my gosh, this is a fertility company, this is this, or I have to have an infertility experience. No, when it was also interesting. So we were so private with our fertility struggle, so private, because it was month after month after month of failure. And I couldn't even talk about it. Ben couldn't talk about it. We were trying to not acknowledge it. And then all of a sudden, we are having a baby and I'm not showing. And it's my sister-in-law and then my sister. And I'm having to go and we're having to tell our coworkers and our friends and people we've never shared our infertility struggle with. And we had to go and say, okay, and it was so interesting and such a lesson that we learned about vulnerability. Because when we said, I can't carry, and my sister-in-law is carrying, and my sister, and the amount, I would say every single person we told shared with us something they struggled with that ended up being like a thyroid issue, ended up being a depression, but things that are all around the topic of hormone health. And it was that vulnerability and that coming together and sharing. So what our story goes. And so we chose this business model because this is about content and education and word of mouth and sharing. And then what does Hugh and Grace do to differentiate? So I'll tell you our professional backgrounds, just if you're, I think it's worthwhile so to know the kind of people that you're working with. So I've always worked in philanthropy. My last role, I have my MBA from USC, University of Southern California, the largest private employer in Los Angeles. My last role, I was working with all of USC's most of USC's billionaires. So I was the person who'd fly to Omaha and ask you for $50 million over dinner. That was my job. So on a plane every single week, meeting really interesting people, having a lot of great connections. And then my husband, he started his career in investment banking, then did commercial real estate, did billions of dollars in transactions in Las Vegas, the high real estate market crashed. We both went to graduate school. He has his 2 masters. GE Capital recruited him to do their premier leadership program at the time. And then he was recruited to work for a multi-billion-dollar family office. And when we got the call from the recruiter, we had no clue what a family office is. So it was 2 brothers in Beverly Hills. They're multi-billionaires, and Ben oversaw their global portfolio of investments, anywhere from real estate to operating businesses to gold mines to things. And so what his role was, he operated. He'd be dropped in to turn around companies with hundreds of employees and say, why isn't this working? And what's going wrong? How do you evaluate it? So I remember when we decided that this business channel was the best way for our business, the first book Ben read was investing. I think it was investing and PE, investing in direct sales companies. But like 3 of the chapters was like, how do direct sales companies fail? I'm like, why are you reading how direct sales companies fail? And we're like, this is the business model we chose. He's like, because we need to know what to look for. So one of our advisors, his name's Greg Probert. I met him when I worked at USC. He was a top exec at Disney. He was then president and COO of Herbalife. He took them from 800 million to 2 billion. And then he was president of Nature Sunshine, $500 million publicly traded direct sales company in Utah. And he's like at Herbalife, and I can't remember, it's every year or every 2 years. He's like, we would reevaluate our comp plan. You look at the business where you are today, because when we conceptualized the comp plan 6 years ago, it's different than it is right now. And there's different growth and there's different things in our economy and just different factors. So every single year we reevaluate our business. We make tweaks, we add bonuses, you incentivize different things, but you have to stay modern, relevant, and you have to be able to do that. A lot of these companies are legacy companies that have never changed. And all of a sudden they look up and like, we can't operate in today's modern society. And so what they do, they cut, they go to affiliate, saves them money, and it ends up really hurting people. And so what we do is every single year we look, Our company and ourselves, we're about progress, not perfection. Guys, we will never be perfect. That's the only thing I can't promise. You'll never be perfect, but we care more than I think most people. I think a lot of people on this call also care more than most people, where we want to make it right. We want to hear. We have a leadership advisory council. We meet once, Ben and I meet once a month. Then have more meetings than that. We want to learn and listen and hear what's going on. So I think us by constantly looking, evaluating, by having a retail component, by having an affiliate component, by having an advocate component. Um, and also by, I think also, unfortunately, you don't need, you, there's a lot of direct sales companies that just are not, they're mismanaged and they let things come in. Um, I will say also, because we're talking about this, you want to have a differentiated product. You want to have an authentic product and also consumable product. There were several makeup companies that went out of sales. I mean, how many times do you buy a palette of makeup every year? Twice, once, I don't know. Um, we so you need to have stuff that people buy and buy and buy. All of our products are consumable. It was interesting. When we launched we were first originally, we launched with skincare, then we launched with wellness, then we launched home care. And when we were a skincare company, our average day to reorder was 72 days. Then we launched wellness. Now we launch home care. Our average day across now all three product verticals is 29 days for reorders. So if you have a business where you're not just, first of all, like another clean brand or another, like it's interesting. We've heard of several conferences and people say to just scale in today's retail climate, you need more than great products, even more than a great mission. You need an authentic community, which we have, an authentic brand story. And it's not about me and Ben but you guys, but it's people don't want to be sold to or have another brand be like, oh, buy my stuff. Why? Like, why do I need that? What benefit and what impact is it going to make in my life? And so we have, Ben and I are very discerning. We want, like, I'm not going to put my kids' names on products that are not absolutely incredible. And we want them also consumable because you think about it, all of this stuff as entrepreneurs, you want to have reliant income. Over 50% of our revenue is from our HG Insider program, which is free to enroll. You get product discount, or you get product credits with every dollar you spend. You get free shipping over 100. I mean, we get early access. Everyone should be on HG. Actually, everyone should just be an advocate. You get 25% off, and you get an amazing community. There's a statistic. It's so interesting. We've never been in today's society. We've never been more connected, social, all the things. Yet there's a loneliness epidemic, and it's impacted mental health, impacts a lot of people in very real ways. And it's also interesting at Hugh Grace that we have built this amazing community where we meet live. We go, we sell, we were all we were in Nashville last month and hearing from inspirational speakers and people who are experts in different areas, who have different life experiences, who share, who care, who show up and do the work. We work hard, we play hard, and it is hard work. I got up on stage and I said, guys, we are a company of leaders. Our products are for everyone. Everyone in the entire world needs our products, but we are a company of leaders. We are thought leaders. We are not afraid to share and speak out. And I also feel like if we don't share, like, so much, and what can help people in such real ways, and we need to share. And I feel like that's my mission. I feel like I'm being able to be here along and partnering with so many of you who also are that way. And that's how we make real impact in the world. And that's how we change the world, is by doing it this way, not from Google ads, not from people who are, just whatever. Real people doing real things in their community. I am super excited on this because I have always wanted to launch Canada, guys. This is like kind of a big thing for me because I want to be we're going to be not every good country, but you're like, what are you going to do with Hugh Grace? I'm like, read, blah, blah, this, but this is our first country launch. And how cool that we get to do this and have partner together with you guys to do it. So I know I talk a lot and I talk really fast. And are there any things I
You're doing
forgot to
so great.
say I should talk?
Will you talk a little bit, like circling back to like this business, like just our brand and how we're positioned in the market, but also as a direct sales company. But like one of the things I like about your strategy with that is our strategic, well, I didn't mean to say strategy twice, but our strategic partnerships and our brand partnerships. And I think that is something that is just really I've never seen it in this industry. And can you speak to that a little bit?
Yes. And one thing, so interesting. If you hear of a brand, you don't be like, oh, Goop is a retail brand. No, it's just a brand. Like I say, like Hugh Grace is a brand. Yes, we have direct sales, but we're like a brand, you know? So Four Seasons selected us as one of their corporate gifting partners. They choose 3 brands a year. They chose us. I'll should put the guidebook, a brand guide, um, Waldorf Astoria. We were at their premier spot, the Grand Wailea. We all went on our incentive trip last year. We have Bentley just featured us the last car launch in Beverly Hills. They reached out to us. We have not spent $1 at all on ad spend. I'm like, how, Bentley, did you hear about us? At the Milken Institute. Milken Institute is for thought leaders. They do an event every year in Beverly Hills. I'd never been. This is the first year I went because it's $50,000 for the starter ticket. And they have world leaders come speak. 2 months prior to that event, they reached out to us and said, we do an event for our top 250 investors, and we want to purchase Hugh and Grace products for that. Like the stuff that, because this is a real topic that impacts everyone. Nonprofits. This is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So we have breast cancer. We were involved at lupus LM, because lupus is impacted by hormone disruption. We were featured at the Women's Sports Foundation's 50th anniversary because hormone health impacts sports performance. Muscle. We were at a big homeless event because mental health impacts homelessness, and we help with hormone health. I was at Halle Berry's Time 100 Health Award because menopause and hormone health. Like we go into so many different realms: men, women, children. And so I think those are some of the really cool brand partnerships. What was the other question you asked, Jamie?
No, I think you spoke to it. And then IIN.
IIN. Okay, the world's leading health education platform, guys. I'll scoop something. It's supposed to be announced in a few days. Okay, so IIN, we have always an affiliate code for them. So you can go get 25, between 25 and 45. They vary their discounts every month. But if you use code Hugh and Grace. So this is the world's leading health education platform. They have a hormone health course. They're launching their course later. This is I'm scooping. There'll be another Hugh and Grace scholarship we're announcing in a few days for the hormone health course. That people can apply for, which is super fun. But these are, I think a lot of people, they're like, oh, hormone health is trending, and I'm going to watch this influencer who doesn't really know anything to rely on major life decisions for myself and my family. So to be able to, when we have world-renowned doctors on our medical advisory board, we have our master classes. Like the content is there. You want to dive in, you want to geek out, it's there for you. But we also say you don't need to be a chef to recommend a great restaurant. We don't want you feeling like, oh, I need to learn so many things before I can say. You're like, no, this is the best body oil in the world, and I can't live without it. This is and I promise you, our products are like the best in the world because the best companies in the world are partnering with us, asking for stuff. We can look at our stats: 0.05% return rate, unheard of in any industry. People, once they buy them, they absolutely love them. I'll talk about our upcoming products. We just launched our number one selling product is the routine, which everyone needs. And then also we just launched our protein plus hormone support, which is incredible. I'm really actually excited for that product also because I think that's going to help us break more into the male market. And our new packaging for our hydrate detox. We have holiday. And so holiday will be coming out this month where we're doing, and then also this is, so we have a ton with our growth and with our connections and just, I think, the excitement around us. A lot of brands are coming to us and saying, hey, can we collaborate? Can we do this? And so we've actually the brands actually came to us and recommended we do it. And we're like, this is brilliant. I should take credit for this idea. It's not my idea. But what they did is they said, can you create a Hugh and Grace approved sticker? Like a stamp of approval. I'm like, yes, we can. So what we're doing is we're launching our very first Hugh and Grace approved brand collaboration this holiday season. And so we don't want to, so it's a makeup line. We don't want to do all the color cosmetics and all this stuff because, again, we want to be consumable. We want to be relevant. We want to stay, we want to keep you having great income every month. And so this is a makeup line, 40-year-old great product. But what we're doing is they have a collection for us, you buy exclusively from Hugh and Grace. You get to sell it. You earn commission on the exact same, but it's a Hugh and Grace approved. And so we'll be doing several more of those activations where we're able to then create these fun brand collabs, inject energy, be able to, because as business owners or entrepreneurs, like we don't want to manufacture everything. We can't. We go out of business. We are very selective with what kind of products and the number of SKUs, the energy injection. We have a whole 24-month roadmap with energy. Like we'll be launching shampoo and conditioner in January for our hair care line, and it's so great. And guys, this is how great it is. Where we're like, okay, can we just please launch it? We want to launch it at Elevate because I want to use it every day. We're like, no, people are not going to buy shampoo and conditioner for people for holiday. We need to have holiday. Then let's make sure we have and so it was really strategic. Like this can be a really fun, great January where we really set things up for success. And so we just had our triple boost, the protein plus hormone support, no product like that. You have that. You have get on subscription for a few months. Then it's holiday energy injections. We're doing a really cool cacao early December. So that will be our seasonal. So you can get that only for the season. And then it's our hair care. And so that we have enough time for people to go, to learn, to experience. I get a little excited.
We love it when you're excited because it gets us so excited.
It's the best.
I'm locking my kids out of my bedroom right now.
Well, let's talk about I guess we can talk about whatever you want, but one thing that I know is your favorite thing because we share the same love language.
Trips.
Yes.
Trips. Okay, so work hard, play hard, and it is work. I get it, it's work, but it's the most fulfilling work you'll ever do, and you get to do with amazing people that are here. Like Steve Ballmer, I heard him speak, and he said, "You are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with." And in our last roles, I had like 3 of the 5 were good. Ben had only 1. It was me. That was nice. And so we're like, we need to create a company where we have good people around us. So we only want good people. So if you're bad, get off the call right now. But we want, and do not share this recording with them. So we want good people and we want to go fun places and with only great people. So with that, we have leaderships in January and February, and it's in Los Angeles. And if you've been to LA before, you have not been to LA with me and Ben. So LA is really fun if you know where to go. We know where to go. We've been there for 15 years and we have connections. Also, then we have April where we have Puerto Rico and we're going to the Fairmont there and it's super fancy and frou-frou. You guys are going to love it. And then we're launching Canada. So we will be doing some events up there. I can't tell when because I haven't approved it with Ben, but it's on our calendars already. Ben's he's like, where are we going? I'm like, you accepted this. He's like, I didn't look. I'm like, well, it's on your calendar. We're going. But we love to do fun things. And we love to bring great people. So our conference is in September. We'll be doing events throughout the summer. But really so if you guys so when we first launched our business, we said, okay, we had 200 advocates and we're thousands now. Okay. So and we have not spent $1 in ad spend. So we said, okay, if our 200 advocates, if you get 50 people in a room, Ben and I are going to fly in and support you. Ben agreed to that first, but he said yes. And so, but we were in 60 cities the next few months. And then he's like, okay, we need to see our kids. So we got an RV, we wrapped it. We've been going across country, but we love events. But what I say for that is we put our money where our mouth, where our mouth is, whatever the quote is. But we are not going to ask you to do anything that we won't do. You want to do something. You want to say, Sarah, I need you. We're going to do this big event. We need you there. We will come support you because we believe. So, I mean, our kids' name. Okay, this is another case. People always say, "How do you know this is going to be successful?" Like, you've never launched a business before. I'm like, no, but we figured out how to have true genetic children without me giving birth. We figure things out. And so we are 3.5 years in. We are killing it. Amazing momentum. I'm getting 1,000 emails a day. So I do not respond to you right away. Please do not think I'm ignoring you. I just don't. The momentum is crazy. It's super exciting. And this is beta. So this is pre-launched. You guys get in early, find all the issues, let us know, and we'll work through them. But really, I'm telling you, we'll never be perfect, but we want to learn and grow and do really amazing things together. What else?
I love it. Well, And you forgot to say you're coming to New York with us in December and
Yes.
in June. So,
You are?
yeah. Oh, wait, was that supposed to be a surprise?
I
No.
didn't know that. Exciting.
Um,
Yay.
So you guys are on a really cool team that also loves trips. And so Jamie has a whole incentive for New York City to go see Wicked for the holidays in December and then Amalfi Coast, where I've never been. And so, yes, let's go to those places too. So you guys got to start working hard so we can all afford these airfare tickets.
true. Okay, well, I think like we've taken up enough of your time, but I don't know if there's anything that's like burning for Sarah. We can release her back to her little ones, and then we can talk about a little bit more about products and comp plan and any burning questions. Anything for the good of from the good of the order. Just lots of excitement. Thank you for just being so wonderful.
Appreciate you guys.
Sure.
Appreciate you. We're doing
Thank
really
you.
cool things. I know it's a scary time. I know it's a scary time. People have fear, and the fear is real. I'm like, can I do this again, or do I want to do this again? Um, it is different right now because, like anybody who's on this call, had to build organically. It's not like they had a team and that the team all came with them. No, they started over. So it is a little different where a lot of people are looking and they need somewhere. And so but people who are on this, like Jamie, you guys can talk about it. Like you had to start all over, but when you do it once, you do it better the second time with anything in life, and you've learned your
Great.
mistakes. And we're older. We are wiser, guys.
Older and wiser. And a lot better looking.
And a lot better looking. My skin's better at 46 than it was in my 20s and 30s. And that's when I had the whole thing. So I'm honored to partner. I would love to keep partnering with all the good people. And I appreciate you. I'm going to hop off because I have no clue where my kids are. I locked them out, but now I can't hear them. So I don't know if they left the house or where they are, but I appreciate All right. Bye, guys.
It's all you, sister.
All right, I was like, you spotlighted me, so I guess that means it's my turn. Okay. So, hi everyone. It's so good to see so many of your faces. I recognize some of you guys. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kaylee Calabrese. I am a certified holistic health coach through the International Practitioners of Holistic Medicine and the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. I've been practicing for over 16 years, and I specialize in hormone health. Perimenopause and menopause is kind of my niche. I was with Body for a long time. I left about a year ago. And just to give you guys like a little bit of background, when I left, I was in the early phases of perimenopause. I found that what I was doing, what had been working for me, or what I thought had been working for me, but maybe it was actually working against me that whole time. I came to the realization, like, this isn't really working for me anymore. And through a lot of my coursework and my studies and digging back in, I started to make some lifestyle shifts and things just didn't feel aligned for me anymore. And I started really coaching my clients on their hormone health journey. And we started making a lot of lifestyle shifts. And I dug in and did a ton of research on supplementation. I used supplements and lifestyle shifts to heal a lot of the symptoms that I was dealing with. And I was doing the same for my clients. And so when I left, I decided to go back into private practice. I spent months and months and months creating courses and building my private network. And then I was introduced to Hugh Grace, and it was a hard no for me, like straight out of the gate, just because I was happy with what I was doing. And then I met Sara, and she asked me to speak at their conference in Dallas, which is where I live, that last October. And they sent me a gift box of products to try. And I will not put anything in my body until I've heavily researched it. But I started researching their products and I was blown away by one, the simplicity, and two, the synergy of the ingredients that they had put together. And when I looked at what they were offering, it was actually covering like my extensive supplement lineup that took me all day. I would like line my supplements up on a table, and then as I would take them, I'd put one back in the drawer so I could keep track. Can anybody relate to that, right? And it was like expensive, and it was like, oh, this one's a 2-month supply, and this one's a 1-month supply, and I got to have this on auto ship, and like tracking it all. But it was working, so I was willing to do it. And then these products were like simplifying time-wise, energy-wise, financially-wise, and it was just, I'd never seen anything like it. Like if you said, Kaylee, come create a routine based on everything that you've been doing and what's working, like this is exactly what I would have wanted to create, and it didn't exist. After 30 days, I was calling up Sarah and Amanda, and I'm like, how do I get more? I need more of this in my life. But I was still just happy to be like a product user, and I didn't want to share it. But obviously I came around. Once I learned about the business model, after I continued to meet with Sarah, I spoke at the conference. I saw all the women that were winning here and all the unique ways to win. That's a story for another day. But it was really the products that captured me and opened my mind and my heart to being willing to start from scratch and build again. So just to give you guys a little bit of background, what is special about our product line is, first of all, what's not in it. So, I mean, following Sarah is tough, but I think she did a really good job of sharing the mission and the passion of the company when it comes to the health of our hormones, not just women, but our families, because hormones are the chemical messengers that are calling all of the shots in our bodies every single day. That's for our kids' growth. It's for their performance in school. It's for their mood. It's for our mood. It's for energy. It's for our metabolism. It's for how we sleep. It's for how well we wake up and how mentally clear we are. So when we are using products that are filled with endocrine disrupting chemicals, two things are happening. Number one is those chemicals are locking into our cells and blocking our natural hormones from sending signals. So imagine throughout the day, from that buildup of just the world that we live in, it's impossible to avoid all the toxins. But imagine how many signals don't get sent because the wrong key is blocking the lock, but it can't be turned. So that's number one, is not having those endocrine disrupting chemicals. And number two is our supplement line is so efficient and so effective at supporting the systems that help to detox all of these endocrine disrupting chemicals from our bodies. So just those two things alone is having, like Sarah said, it's simple swaps. We have the skincare line, what goes on our bodies. Most of us, I know my skincare routine in my 40s was very expensive. It was very many steps. It was very intimidating. I didn't always want to do it. Sometimes I just went to bed and said, I'll do it tomorrow. So we want it to be simple. We want it to be easy. Reducing the chemicals that we're putting on our body, reducing the chemicals we're exposing our family to with one cleaning concentrate that literally works for everything. When you flip it over, I think it's 7 ingredients. Like I've never seen something so clean and so pure that also is so effective. I've been using clean products for over 16 years. I think I've tried, honestly, them all. And the results are just, it's unparalleled, like what they've been able to do with clean products. So I'm not an esthetician, I'm not a skincare expert. I can tell you what's not in the products is special, and I can tell you that how they work is special, but where my expertise lies is in the supplements. And like Sarah said, our number one selling product is the routine. And I think that this is going to be, for those of us coming from the wellness, the fitness, the nutrition space, this is going to be like your knight in shining armor that your audience understands. And you don't have to have a science background to share these because, like Sarah said, it's the stories. It's the simplicity that makes this business so effective. Once you start using these products for 14 to 30 days, you will have a story to share. I have yet to meet someone. I mean, when Sarah shared our return rate, like it's less than 1%. I've yet to meet someone who doesn't have a testimony to share with me within their first 14 to 30 days. So the stories are going to be where the magic is, but understanding some of the basics can be really helpful. So let me just briefly break down the routine for you, and you'll understand why this is so hormone supportive. So the first product in the routine is called Hydrate and Detox. And there's 3 things that are special about this. Number one is the electrolytes. So when we don't have adequate hydration, we don't have proper bowel movements, our kidneys don't function properly. So our bowels and our kidneys are doing the detoxification for us. They are helping to take all the toxins like that our body is designed to be able to flush out. They have to come out through those bowel movements. So if you're not pooping 1 to 3 times a day, then you're not releasing toxins and your toxic load is building. As that builds, that's when we see problems with our hormones because we have more environmental toxins plus more of our own hormonal waste that can't get out. So just that alone, like having that proper hydration. Also, one of the number one things that impacts our overall hormone health is our nervous system health. Cortisol, which is a hormone, that's our stress hormone. Our body's stress response, every time we're stressed throughout the day, that could just be busyness. It could be overthinking. It could be not getting enough sleep. It could be fasting too late in the morning for your body. Like all these things are stressors. It eats up magnesium. 80% of the population is magnesium deficient. Magnesium is required for over 300 processes in our bodies that happen every single day. So the fact that we have daily magnesium supplementation can be just a huge game changer in how you get to feel every day. And this is a product you can also use with your families. The second ingredient in it is our DE111. It's a pre and probiotic. DE111 is one of the most highly studied and researched probiotics. It not only begins to repopulate in our system within 4 hours, so it's not just transient. Most probiotics, they kind of pass through, they do their job, but they don't repopulate and reproduce. This actually reproduces. And so it starts to increase your good bacteria, which starts to crowd out your bad bacteria. And that's what we want to happen to optimize our gut health, optimize our digestion, optimize our detoxification. It also acts as a digestive enzyme, which means it helps to break down our proteins, carbs, and fats into their usable parts. So our bodies can actually like put them to use. Protein's great, but if it can't be broken down into the amino acids that make it up, it's really kind of useless to us. Like that could be a whole nother call. And then the hero ingredient in it for me is glutathione, our master antioxidant. People pay $300 to get it in an IV drip at all of these IV clinics that are popping up. It's amazing for your skin. They call it like the glow factor. Why? Because it's helping to work with the bile from your liver, bind up toxins so they can be flushed out of your body. That's what makes your skin glow. There's nothing in it that's like giving you this inside out glow. It's reducing your toxic load. So that supports your hormone health. It supports your skin health. It supports your liver and your gut. The second product is our AM supplement. I won't go into all the ingredients. I think there's 7, but I will tell you that it accomplishes 3 things for you. Number 1, it supports liver health and liver regeneration. Like I said, liver, one of our biggest detox organs, it needs to be supported. Our livers are highly burdened by our lifestyles, by alcohol consumption, by all those toxins Sarah mentioned that we're putting on, 160 to 180 every day. So our livers need this aid. It also helps support blood sugar regulation. Stable blood sugar stabilizes insulin, a very important hormone. So we need our cortisol, our oxytocin, our insulin. We need those to be regulated if we want to have any hope of our leptin and our ghrelin, our hunger hormones and our satiety hormones functioning, our thyroid functioning properly, our reproductive hormones functioning properly. So it helps with blood sugar stabilization and it helps with energy. The number one piece of feedback I get when people start the routine is the mental clarity and the energy. And then the third factor in the routine, the original routine that's been our number 1 seller is collagen. I think this is one of Jamie's hero products. It's how she came across Hugh Grace to begin with. If you haven't heard that story, ask her about it. As a holistic health coach, I never used collagen and never referred my clients to it because most of the ones on the market are just literally garbage. They're filled with fillers and they don't really do anything for you. But our collagen is pure marine collagen. It has 1 ingredient, Japanese cod, and it's types 1, 2, and 3. So that means we're getting the tissue on the outside, our hair, our skin, our nails. Yes, it is a beauty supplement, but it's also a wellness supplement. it helps to repair, build, and strengthen the internal tissue as well. And when I say internal tissue, yes, it's like joints, ligaments, and tendons, which a lot of my perimenopause clients say that their joint pain reduces from the combination of the routine, but it's also gut lining. It's also the tissue in our cervix, our pelvic floor, which is, as our skin starts to age on the outside, that's happening on the inside too. So this product is like absolutely fantastic for perimenopause and menopause. If I had it when I was 30, like I definitely wish I could go back. And now today we do have a second option for the routine, which includes our new triple boost protein and hormone support. So just to give you guys a quick, super quick overview on that. Two of the best things about it. Number one, blood sugar stabilization. It's 20 grams of plant protein. And that will help, you know, especially having that first thing in the morning helps to stabilize blood sugar. When we take that protein in and we stabilize our blood sugar, we prevent those spikes and crashes throughout the day. That stabilizes your energy, your mood, your cravings, your mental clarity. It's critical to our overall hormone health of like estrogen and testosterone and thyroid health. And the number two thing I love about it is the digestibility. So the three ingredients, the three proteins, have the highest digestibility scores in the plant protein world, which means they're bioavailable. Your body can put them to use, no gas, no bloating. And I'll give you one more third. It has blue spirulina in it. Never seen this before in a protein powder, but blue spirulina is an amazing ingredient that not only provides us a gram of amazing protein, it also helps to detox heavy metals from our body, and it gives us over 200% of our daily vitamin B12. It's one of the most number one vitamin deficiencies, especially amongst women. It impacts mood, depression, anxiety, mental clarity, and there are multiple forms of it out there on the market. When you find it in most supplements, it's not active, which means your body can't put it to use without converting it, and most of our bodies don't convert it. So this is from a food-based source. It's methylated, which means your body can put it to use. So that's a little bit of science to tell you guys that these products are so intelligently designed. They work beautifully together. You don't necessarily have to be able to explain all of that. I don't have a single other health coach on my team, and my team was promoted to director yesterday. Like, we're doing fantastic without the science knowledge. You just have to put the products to use and have a story to tell. And I'm happy to answer any questions if anyone has them.
Well, and we all love learning with you, from you, and are thankful for that expertise and knowledge that you have, that Jenny has. We have so many skilled nurses and holistic health practitioners and functional medicine specialists, like so many great powerhouse knowledge centers in our team, and we have a lot of fun like leaning into our zones of genius and giving back. And it's also nice as a leader to know like we don't have to be the end all be all and carry that load for everyone, because that load gets really heavy sometimes. I'm sure we're all aware. And so that was amazing. Kaylee, is anyone just excited to go and like try the routine now? Because that has replaced, last year I was diagnosed with Addison's, and like my pill regimen was out of control, just trying to like, find the solution, and truly I've been able to simplify it so much. And just that is life-giving, of like knowing that I don't have just dread taking a million medicines. Let's do questions at the end, if that's okay. And then we'll power through. We're going to talk comp plan, and then we have some Canadian specific questions, and then we'll do any other kind of for the good of the order, since I know we're getting close to like a full hour already. Does that work? I'm going to talk comp plan. And hi everyone, I'm Jamie Shepard. And I do have some slides because I'm a visual learner, and it helps me not ramble. So real fast, we're not going to dig too deep into it. If you want this graphic, whoever invited you to this call will happily send you this comp plan at a glance. I have mine printed. I look at it every day. It's literally next to my desk within arm's reach. I've printed a few because I scribble on it, but this is what it looks like. So we get basically paid on our first 3 levels. I think of it, if you think of a family tree that we draw in elementary schools, are children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. And then those percentages on which we're paid go get bigger as we grow and rank. So unilevel means that like everyone starts out at the same on our first level. Like we build wide. If you can have you have 2 advocates, that's 2 legs. If you have 200, that's 200 legs. And as they grow teams and then they grow teams, it grows. And then eventually, we grow more depth, more robust. And so as you grow and rank, you can see that we have that opportunity to capture that depth and the leaderships that will grow, the businesses and organizations that grow deeper in our downline with these generation bonuses. So one of the things that we were really wanted to make sure, and we vetted when we looked at this comp plan, is like, not only can we replace the incomes we have built and, the goal and ideal for a lot of us to have, wealth and legacy income, but like more importantly, or just as importantly, we want people to be able to win from the beginning, from day one financially. And we wanted to understand, like, make sure this was something that was sustainable and wouldn't end up being top heavy and falling apart. So like Sarah said, we do part of it built into our ecosystem is a vetting process. Every year they do an internal audit of like what's working, what's not. So a couple of things I'm going to share are things that they have added as we've grown and expanded as a company to continue to make the comp plan innovative and robust and rewarding. So this is just kind of what it looks like. We'll happily talk more about unilevel as if you have questions at the end, but that's, like Kaylee said, more of a call for a different time. But we do have a really generous commission structure. So from the beginning, day one, you can earn 25% commission. We all earn 25% commission at all, no matter what. If you sell $10, if you sell 10, 1,000. As you grow in that commission, those personal sales every month, that commission can expand. So it's 25 to 40%. So as you see here, if you sell $1,000, which translates our PV is dollar for dollar. So $1,000 would be 1,000 PV, which is also 1,000 OV, which is organizational volume, which is that team volume. So you can see that 25% commission includes a 5% bonus, which is 30%, all the way up to 10,000, which unlocks like that 40%, as well as product credits at each of these sales benchmarks, which means you're not even paying for you can earn your products for free, which is really nice. And I think, so even if you're a brand new advocate from day one, you're not like, you're seeing money go in and not necessarily more money going out. Also from the very beginning, we have a really amazing boost program. So the month you enroll and then the 3 following full months is our boost period. And that is a way to just enhance the comp plan for new sellers, for new advocates, to earn in addition to what they would already earn based off of our normal structure. So every 5 customers of $75 or more is an extra $50. Every 2 advocates, active advocates you enroll, is an extra $100. Every month in your boost period that you're paid as senior advocate or mentor is an extra $100 or $200. And so that's every single month of boost. Or like if you have 10 new advocates sign up in a month, that's $500 right there. And if it crosses over 2 months, it's just a rolling count. So we've seen some advocates in their boost period really like maximize this and hit their ground running and able to add thousands of dollars just extra to their income right out of the gate to really help themselves launch and build some great momentum. And as well as product credits. And then a lot of this goes towards those trip points for our vacation, like our Puerto Rico trip in April. One of the really neat things that I love, this is new to this year and continuing, is the growth and consistency bonus. So every month at each of these ranks, and if I go back to this at a glance, you can see these barred benchmarks are kind of like the senior advocate is our first rank milestone, and you actually can build to that without enrolling a single advocate. So you can go through our first 4 ranks without having a team at all, just through your own personal sales. And then senior mentor is that first leadership rank that we kind of recognize. And so those 2 ranks build kind of like the structure for a lot of those other ranks. And as you grow, they're all driven by retail. They're all driven by organizational volume, which means it's all driven by sales. So there's never a time when you're at a rank and your income isn't backed up behind your rank. Like you're not just holding space for warm bodies to keep a rank intact. Like your rank is based off of your income and your sales. And so it keeps it more solid. It keeps it scalable. It keeps it growing, and it builds a really nice foundation so that you're not just playing whack-a-mole every month with attrition. So if I were to go back down here, as you're seeing this first leadership rank of senior mentor, this is just extra on top of that rank. So I look at that as like, in our former company, people would reach a certain rank and sit there and be great leaders. They were doing a great job. They were essential to the team, and they were exactly where they wanted to be, but there was never extra attention or celebration or any rewards or anything for being consistent and staying solid. Like the celebration and recognition came as you continue to grow and acquire new, right? And so what I saw personally as a leader was this internalized belief system of failure, that they weren't enough, that they weren't doing good enough, they were failing. And like, that was a really hard thing to to deprogram. Like that was really deflating for people, because there's absolutely nothing failure about them. They've been doing an amazing job, right? And so I really wanted to make sure like I wasn't just plugging back into a new system that would reinforce these terrible belief systems. So we have a growth and consistency bonus. This is the highest rank you're at, or one below that. Like, so even if you fall back down 1 rank in a month, you would still qualify for this. And it goes from 250 up to 3,000, which is really nice. Those lower ranks before the senior mentors, there's extra product credit, which is really awesome. And then the requirement to qualify for that is maintaining your rank, but also like 2 new accounts. So a customer and an advocate, 2 customers, 2 advocates in a month. So a really low bar, in my opinion, right? Like two new people. We have a quarterly bonus pool. So it's, every quarter they take 3% of our total profits, commercial volume of our profits. And then it's divvied up amongst that first leadership rank of senior mentor and above. And again, that, we're still young and growing, but that can go from several hundred to several thousand a month. And I know that will just scale up more and more. But again, like just for staying consistent or growing, we're going to continue to be recognized and rewarded financially. So there's a lot more to it. And if you have specific questions, feel free to you can reach out to whoever invited you. I'm always happy to answer questions. I do have a comp plan for prospects video that goes a lot more in depth to this. And I'm more than happy we can send out and we have that to share. But I really wanted to make sure when we came here that we were really like leveling up. We're pivoting into something even better and something stronger and more with a lot more potential. So and I feel like it's really essential to me to know that like I can bring someone in and feel confident in this business model and this company, and that they can win here. So financially, community wise, growth wise, and all the things like that. So I know that was really fast, but hopefully it touched on like some of the plan highlights. And then we had a couple really great Canada questions. So a few logistics things about Canada. So you've heard us use the term soft launch November 1st. As of November 1st, we can enroll advocates. People can start getting paid in Canada. We get paid through a third-party tool, a third-party program, a company called PayQuicker. So when you enroll with Hugh Grace, they don't actually collect your social security number or whatever it is in Canada. Once you've earned that $600 threshold for taxes, they will collect your payment info, and you'll start getting paid through this third-party place. We get paid weekly for commissions, and then on the 10th of the following month for any kind of bonuses. So those level bonuses, those generation bonuses, And then I just have my bank attached, and I just transfer all that in one time in a month. So it's a little bit of a different system where I was used to being paid weekly, but you get used to it pretty simply. So as of November 1st, Canadians will earn in Canadian dollars, and the website will launch in Canada in Canadian dollars. So nothing will be lost in conversion for US dollars. You'll get paid and earn and sell in Canadian dollars. We have been available in Canada this entire time as a customer experience shipped from the United States. And to be honest, I think we all kind of leaned out of leveraging that because we quickly learned that like it wasn't a really great shipping experience. It wasn't a great customer experience. I didn't really feel like it was a great first impression. And so coming into this launch, we were really like insistent that we had to make sure that that was really refined. So we have pivoted to Landmark, which is, I think, the shipping company that is pretty much what all companies in Canada are using. It will lower the cost, it will improve the speed and the shipping experience overall. Eventually, the goal will be to have a fulfillment warehouse in Canada, and that'll be the goal in the next calendar year, if like hopefully in early quarter 1 or 2. We will have a hard launch, which really like that we're just kind of using those to differentiate because we're going to build these wings as we fly. As you can tell, like we're excited to go and we're going to learn a lot. We're a young green company. We're 3.5 years old. And so like, just know that the first couple months, like Sarah said, we're not going to always get it perfect, but we're always going to try and we'll always make it right. But it might be a little clunky. I'm expecting it to be a little clunky in November, December. And that's where we're looking for those founding advocates to really help us build these wings and to create these systems and to make this really a great, incredible foundation so that when we like do our big hard launch where we're all there in Canada doing live events, we've got kind of like all the kinks ironed out, so to speak. But that is like the objective, and that is the goal, to make sure we ultimately have a fulfillment warehouse in Canada, and then shipping is coming in that way. I got some other really great questions. I think I spoke to a couple of them. And let me make sure. One of the questions I got was about, will our Canadian products approve? So as of right now, up through the launch of Triple Boost, every product from Hugh Grace was already approved in Canada and buyable and purchasable, deliverable in Canada. Triple Boost has not yet gone through that process, but they're very clever. And so one of the things like Kaylee mentioned, one of the ingredients was Canadian pea protein by design. So that means Canada has higher, as you already know, like higher standards for quality control, non-toxic ingredients, things like that. The pea protein that would be farmed and found in the United States is going to be really high in heavy metals and pesticides and things that would not pass the criteria for that certification, that approval process in Canada. The Canadian pea protein already is. So we're making sure we are creating products that are easy to slide into that. So they're in the process of working through that approval system, that process in Canada, so everything but Triple Boost is available, and the Triple Boost they intend to that will be coming soon. So, what other questions? Are there other questions here? I'm looking at the chat. Yeah, and we're going to build and learn at the same time, and we're going to look to you founding Canadian advocates to like be our founders, to be the leaders and the kind of guides to launching in this first market expansion. And Canada is a big place, and we're excited to just grow. We've been really excited for the last year. Like, are we going to be in Canada soon? So we're excited that it's finally here. So, any candidate specific questions? We do have for advocates that are ready to go. We do have a call on the 25th of October where they will have a lot more info. That is like the corporate team will have a Canada pre-launch prep call that will have a lot more of those logistics and nuts and bolts, but that is the information we've been given so far. And I did get a really great question, like, what do we do if I'm ready to go? I want to start preparing and get in gear now. We can talk more about it in depth, but there is a way you won't get paid, but if you have a US address and you want to use that to enroll now, like I know Kim has a US post office. She lives near the border. She has a US post office account, a box, and she just like signed up so that she could start learning the system, getting familiar with the back office, going through the formulator calls, etc. Lorenz is our VP of Ops. That is like an Amanda approved protocol, but the catch is that you will not get paid until we actually launch. So I kind of think of it as like a savings account, but you would just be acting as an American advocate in all other, intents and purposes. You can enroll people, enroll, whatever you want there. And so I think it's an option. If you can just even use like a friend in the States, and you don't have to do it that way, but it is an option if you're wanting to like start shoring it up, getting things ready. And then what would happen on November 1st is you just update your account. You can change your name, you can change your address, you can change your email. You just would go on and update your account. So that is as simple as it sounds, but it's just a little workaround that we're experimenting with for the last month. And I don't know, Kim, has it worked well?
Yeah, I haven't had any issues at all, and shipping is super quick. I'm about 30 minutes from the border. So I just opened myself a US box. It cost me $5 for every pickup that I do. So I just do all my orders. Like on the 1st, I did all my orders today, and I should have them before Friday. Go to Walmart, bring them back across the border with a couple of extra groceries from Walmart, and that way I get to use the products. I get to show that I'm using the products and I'm loving the products. And I just feel like for me, for what I wanted to do, I didn't want to wait. I wanted in now, and it's just kind of getting me out there and putting it in front of people. They know I'm doing it. They know I'm loving it. They know I'm sharing it. And I just feel like I'm just, have one foot ahead of the next person. I'm that type of person. I like to be ahead of the game. And so when we do launch fully, which originally we thought not till next year, so I'm super excited about November 1st. I actually thought I had more time to build my little network here, but I'm super excited about this. And any of my Canadian friends that have been wanting anything, I just add it to my order, and then I just ship it to them from here, or they live up the street and distribute it.
Yeah. So thank you for sharing that. It's not like the most ideal, like, again, it's like we're building our wings as we fly. It's a clunky option, but it's an option for those that are like, I want to start getting my, ducks in a row. And so if you are like, I really don't have a US, if you want to talk more about it, feel free to reach out. You can use my address. I don't care. So, I know there was a question from Shay about skin. If there's any other questions about the business, comp plan, products. Shay, do you want to unmute? Kaylee, if you're still here, do you want to ask your question? I can't find it now.
Yeah, I just had someone email me just recently, just saying, "Oh, it's just really too bad you guys have nuts in the skincare product." And I was
Yeah,
like,
actually, I'm allergic to macadamia nuts, so it is a bummer. But it's the soap, it's the lip balm, and it's the body polish. Those are the only 3 things. So I can use the serums and the body oil just fine.
Can you
Kaylee,
say that?
that?
Can you say that again? Can you say, you said the lip balm has it?
So the lip mask, the adaptogen soap bar. Oh, that's weird. The adaptogen soap bar, and then the body polish. Those are the only 3 that have the macadamia nut oil in it.
So the 5-in-1 cleanser, the face serum, the night serum don't have that, and the body
oil. Yep.
And the body oil.
All right, and that would be the only issue, right? I've never heard of any issues having nut oils. I mean, seed oils with eating, but
yeah.
Like,
and I'm
I've had people say like I'm avoiding nut and seed oils because they're bad. They're misunderstanding the concept, and so occasionally you have to educate them that that's like a completely different thing than a skincare product that's being applied topically. But I imagine that they would be saying that because of allergies. That's the most common.
okay, so I need to clarify why they're saying that, whether it's a misunderstanding or an allergy. Got it. Thank you.
Okay, some really great questions that I totally neglected, and I'm going to show you guys. Well, I think I'll go back. So right now we have a $1 enrollment fee. For the next couple weeks, we'll probably have something special for Canada launch in November too, but we do have a $1 enrollment fee. Normally the enrollment fee is $45, which you can purchase and get, it kind of gets bundled into an advocate enrollment bundle, or you can just pay the 45 and kind of buy ad hoc, like individual items. We do not have a monthly business fee. You pay your enrollment and then that is it. After a year, there's a $25 renewal fee, which is, I just paid mine and it's very nominal. And then if you have been inactive, like there's a 200 PV, $200 requirement every 6 months. Like if you've just kind of not bought your own stuff, not sold anything in 6 months, you'll just be compressed out of the system just to keep our roster really nice and tight. And then you can always re-enroll at any point and back. Like it's not like you're just reclassified as a customer. So I kind of love that because we don't have a bunch of inactive accounts just sitting around. But this is what the advocate enrollment bundles look like. Pretty straightforward. I kind of say, like, would you have like that full meal, like that big whammy of an option? Obviously this one in the middle, I need to get a graphic that shows Canada stuff. I still need to verify what we'll have there, but the triple boost is we only have one right now with triple boost. So this middle one wouldn't be an option, but I like to say, like, pick the bundle that you're most excited that has the products you're most excited to use. Some people want to try everything, and I think that's awesome. Sometimes that's not an accessible price point, and that's okay too. Like, pick the things that you're going to be the most excited to try, because that's where that testimony comes, and you're going to be most excited to talk about and the most excited to launch with. That's a really great question. And then to be active status, to access those bonuses of any sort, whether it's the level or the generation bonus, you need 100 PV a month. And that's not just your personal purchases, it could be your personal sales. Like last month I didn't buy anything, so I was well stocked and I had plenty of customer sales just to keep my account active. We do the advocate enrollment price promo a lot lately. But I do think that like my first 6 months, we like didn't really do it ever. So I think it comes in waves. So but there's been a lot of fun things to celebrate lately. So we're always like, can we have the promo again? And then they'll always give it to us. Yes, and that's an option too if you don't have a US address to be a customer. Just know that right now, I wouldn't recommend being a customer. It's going to be like $50 to $90 shipping. We don't have landmark shipping yet. Like that won't come till November 1st. It's that kind of not great user experience option right now for customers. It's an option. Some people have done it because they were just really wanted the stuff and they're happy they had it, but it's a lot of money for shipping and then can be like a month-long delivery time. So but these are really great questions. Yeah, and then the duty. So like Landmark will really significantly cut that all down. It'll get better again into next year, but this will be a really great leg up, a really great step up. What are other you amazing Canadians, like what are the other things? And we can always gather some questions if we don't have the answers right now, but what are the other things you really feel like you want to grab hold of in terms of knowledge or planning, game planning, anything? There's nothing off limits. And I can even stop recording if you want it to be unrecorded.
To add on to that, like with duty, do you have any idea after the launch? I'm sure there'll be some sort of shipping fee. Obviously, it'll be lower, but will there be duty on top of that?
I believe the duty will be like wrapped into the shipping. So I believe that they're like doing the negotiation to like not have that and the duty. Like that's my understanding. I don't quote me directly on that, but I know that was part of the objective of Landmark, was that it wasn't like a double whammy.
Okay,
So
yeah. I
we will
had that
have,
experience with
oh,
someone
for
and I
sure.
was like, oh my God, what is that? Like the price was really good and then you get the duty and you're like, oh, okay, maybe not. But yeah, I'm glad that I think Landmark is who they ended up using to stop that as well.
Yeah. I think that's part of what they're like suite of services includes and how they stay competitive there. No, I don't want Jen, I don't want to pay shipping either. I think that's a universal desire. Okay, so we're really excited that you guys were here. I hope you are excited and you got the taste of Sara and her magic. She's so fun. Jace, you want to say anything to wrap us up?
I did have one actually I had one question just to clarify. So if you do become an advocate now and use a US address, you won't be paid, but the money banks.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're not getting paid for what you're doing. You're just not getting it cashed out. Does that make sense? So
It's just like a savings account. You will
right, so
actually still get your money at some point. It's just
yeah.
we don't have
The money's there and it's
Yeah.
just sitting there. And then as soon as it's able to be paid out, then you just get that in a lump sum as soon as you become an advocate.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I just was like, wait, okay.
And it's just,
no.
it's just a login change of address on November 1st kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you basically sign up, you would use maybe your sponsor's address if you want to, and just kind of get going, get started, make sales, do all the things, learn the back office, go to the formulator calls, do all that stuff, familiarize yourself with it. And then on November 1st, you would literally just change your address and change whatever name you want it to be. Like a lot of us signed up under pseudonyms when we first came over to this company. And so we changed our names like 100 times. So like that's something you can do at any point.
I mean, given that it's not tied to our social insurance number as well,
right.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we do have, so Sara's going to do two other, they're not Canada specific, but like this one was, similar to this one. We have two other calls with her this week and one next week. If you're like, all right, now I've gathered the information. I have people I need to listen again myself, or I have someone I want to listen to this Friday at 1 p.m. East Coast time. And then Saturday morning at 10 a.m. East Coast time. And then next Wednesday night at this time, 8:30 East Coast time. So she's like giving us all our time right now, but we will have 3 other opportunities for a similar call like this. It will be shorter, I promise. But if you have people you want to bring to a call like this or like this format. So it'll be this is same exact Zoom link. Those times I'm happy to put it in the chat as well, but and that will be with Sara and us again. And we also have Craig Collier for those Beachbody people. Like he was a corporate mentor that some of you may be familiar with. He is working here now. He's been here since we started in the fall. He's an amazing resource and available as well to chat through if you have deeper comp plan questions, if you have just industry questions, state of the union kind of questions, so to speak. And he has wanted us to relay that information that he is available to get on a Zoom, get on a phone call, and really be a brain to pick as well. He's been such an amazing, he's our VP of,
Sales.
VP of Sales and Marketing. So he's like the head guy and really helps just like, guide Sara and Ben in this development of this company. So he has been an amazing friend and resource and asset for us too, as we've navigated this crazy transition and all this fun growth. Like it's been so much fun. Those are Jay, I don't have those listed in the team page yet, but I'll make an event for each one. It's been a day.
Also, you guys, the product credits that you earn, like she just said, Canadians do not want to pay shipping. I hate paying shipping. I hate paying shipping, but the product credits that you earn every single month, like based on your personal volume and the sales that you bring in, you can actually apply those to your orders and it cuts the cost of the total down. And I think that will also help with that every month. It's nice.
Yeah. I like had a bunch I was banking up and I like wanted to do a bunch of little trial kits. So I just like went on a shopping spree and like the checkout was $0. So I was like, great, I'm happy. Okay. Well, anything else? This is a great chance to ask those questions. I'm going to push stop recording actually.